And we're rolling. Hello, children, and welcome
Good
to
day,
another.
everybody. Good day.
Welcome to another completely unnecessary, but hopefully rewarding and informative episode of Long Tracks and Tall Tales. I am your co-host, Scott G. Davis of Myth of Logic. And apparently, I still need speech therapy. Scott G. Davis of Myth of Logic.
That's right.
I can talk.
I can speak words.
And as usual, my good friend and co-host, Mr. Christopher M. Clark. How are we today, Mr.
We are perfect.
Fantastic. That's what we are.
Fantastic. We are wearing Neil's Test for Echo's performance shirt and the Ministry of Silly Walks. How could we be anything?
We're fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. A couple of news bits before we get to the main topic here. Let's see here. Steve Hackett and Steve Rothery announced long-awaited collaborative album, The Roaring Waves. That's going to be very exciting.
That's going to be awesome.
Edison's Children, featuring Pete Trewavas of Marillion, announced new fifth album, A Light in Ethereal Night.
Ooh, that sounds great.
This is really exciting to me. Pattern Seeking Animals announced a sixth studio album, Grimalkin, and a new single, Maybe All a Dream. That's going to be very cool and very exciting.
I love Pattern Seeking Animals.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Then finally, we've got a new project called Pft, and I'm not joking, PFFT. It's from the folks who brought you Project, which is that progressive rock tribute thing spearheaded by the wonderful Jonathan Mover and Mike Keneally. This one is a take on classic fusion.
Interesting.
And it will feature music from the likes of Jeff Beck, Billy Cobham, Alan Holdsworth, Tony Williams, Weather Report, Mahavishnu Orchestra, Brand X, and many more. So keep an eye out for that project. That's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah. I've seen Project twice, and they were really good. The first time I liked them a little better, if only because Michael Sadler from Saga was singing, who is one of my all-time favorite vocalists, and that was really cool. And then the second time, his name is escaping me. He did all that work with Keith Emerson. Fantastic singer and guitarist. He's left-handed. Well,
then I like him already. I don't know his name.
I'm going to shoot myself if I can't remember. Oh, golly.
No, please don't shoot yourself.
Oh, man. I've got his album Matador. I love it. And for some reason, his name is totally blanking for me right now. Yeah, I'm blanking on it.
All right. I got it. I'm sure we can find it.
Well, while I'm yammering, maybe you look it up. But it's Project, and it's spelled Prog, and then a J, or Proj, and then a G, ECT, Project.
Project?
Yeah, but it's just pronounced Project, but they spell it Prog. It has a prog in there. It's kind of funny. Ryo Okamoto played keyboards both times I saw them, and was just hysterically good. That guy he's so much fun.
Oh yes.
And what an absolutely stellar player. I've seen him with Spox, and I've seen him with Project a couple of times.
Yeah, it's not popping up. I don't know.
My apologies, folks. I cannot remember the guy's name, and I have no way to call it up just now. So anyway, be on the lookout for. They have tour dates. That's a weird name. I don't know what we're going to do with that, but it's cool.
I don't know. I like it. It's different.
So anyway, we are here today on the Myth of Logic channel to talk strangely about, in light of recent events that we've been talking about Rush seemingly ceaselessly now for the last month, which is not necessarily a bad thing. We've been trying to get around to a little update for everyone on what we're doing with Myth of Logic.
Yep.
And hang on a second here.
We haven't been silent. That's for
no, we have not. So with Mythoblogic. What have we been up to? Well, we're in that weird and wonderful place, friends. If you don't know anything about the process, rather, of making records, we're in that weird and wonderful place they call the writing process. And
That's right.
For those of us who write songs, and in my own case, I write a lot. It's probably the best part of the process because you're imagining what your album can be.
Mhm.
The title of this album is going to be A Misplaced Manifesto. It's not a concept album, as were the previous 4 albums.
Right.
It will be thematic. There is a theme running through all of the songs that are going to be on the album. And that's even still up for grabs. As of a week ago, I had convinced myself that the writing was finished. I had arrangements, melodies, lyrics pretty much all in place, and started handing over tracks to Christopher to begin the process of creating the drum parts.
Mhm.
And lo and behold, this last week, I wrote another damn song.
You sure did. It's good too. So
Thank you. Whether or not it ends up on the record, I don't know. I wanted to. Something similar happened with The Memory of After, the previous album. I got to the mixing stage on that album and wrote another song. And that is called Circling Back. Now, you can find that on our Bandcamp page. It was a special Black Friday download with that, and it's still the only place you can get it. It's not streaming anywhere.
Right.
You can get Circling Back there, and it's also coupled with the long version of The Memory of After, which is the 2 sections merged into one.
The first song and the last song on the album put together.
Correct. Yeah, for a 30-minute, chunk.
Beautiful. Awesome.
That's the way I originally wanted it to be, but it seemed to lend itself to the way it ended up on the album with the smaller pieces in between. So that's why the way I went with it. But anyway, so these late, 11th hour things getting written, it's probably not the last time it's going to happen, because as we speak, we do have a proper release date for it, at least tentatively, and that will be June the 21st of 2027. So we actually have an entire year before release. So
That's
anything can happen between now and then. I sincerely hope I don't completely rewrite the album. I doubt I will. But
you never know.
stranger things have happened.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be very happy if you try to rewrite the entire album after you've already given it to me.
No,
For it.
I'm not going to do that, because it really does, musically and lyrically, it tells the story that I want to tell. Not the story, but it says what I want to say.
It's got
So
the theme. It's got the theme that runs throughout it. Yeah.
The newest song, if it's added, it will be added, and another song will be removed in favor of using it later.
Right.
Right now, as the album sits, it's 69 minutes, and I really had wanted to keep it to an hour. I really truly did.
I just really did.
And we got to 69 minutes with some painful omissions. There are 3 songs that fell by the wayside.
Yeah.
To make it down to that more manageable length. I had some blowback because the last album was 79:45, which is 15 seconds short of the absolute capacity. Yeah.
You can't put any more on a CD at 80 minutes. So,
like I like to say, I write till I'm done. And that's how long that. When I listen to that album now, it doesn't, to me anyway, it doesn't seem or feel overly long. It feels like it's as long as it's supposed to be. So
that's what they say about prog rock. Prog rock songs are not too long nor too short. They are precisely as long as they need to be.
Well, that's the way I feel about it. There's on each Mythoblogic album, there are shorter tunes. I come from my earliest musical memories are pop music, and good pop music is always going to play a part in what I do.
Not going to spoil anything about our new album, but it's got a couple of really short ones on it. I mean,
there's one instrumental that's 2 minutes.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not all long form epics. I mean, that's
no.
So
that you kind of when you well, Rush, since we've been talking about them so much, they found the limitations of that long form format leading into my favorite Rush album, Permanent Waves. Um, they had kind of bled the concept epic thing to a point where they were over it
yeah,
and
we don't want
moved
to do it anymore.
on.
Yeah, we're done.
I don't think I'll ever be over it because I enjoy writing in that longer form and allowing my ideas to wander a bit.
Sure.
So that's okay. But I also enjoy being absolutely mercenary in the editing of my material. And as you can no doubt attest, Chris, I mean, my material from the first time I share it with you till the time I say it's done can go through quite a number of
Yeah,
changes.
I'll talk a bit about that because
Yeah, please do.
I think it's pretty fascinating. It's funny because I joined this band and I'm in the band and people are like, oh, and y'all are writing. So what parts do you have? This is a few months ago. I don't. What do you mean? Well, you're writing. Scott's writing away like crazy. Well, then what are you doing? I'm waiting for him to finish. What do you mean? Well, the thing he sent me 2 months ago and the thing he sent me a week ago that have the same name are pretty much completely different from the way it was 2 months ago and the way it is now. I think it's fascinating because I have some friends who are in, I'll just give the name. Orion is the band Orion. It's Ben
Oh,
Jones,
yeah.
a good friend of
Ben.
mine. He writes and
Hi,
he'll write.
Ben, if you're watching.
Hi, Ben. How are you doing, buddy? I hope you're watching because I'm giving you some props here. He's a great writer. He's one of my favorites. I love his work. But he tends to write. I'm going to write what I write. I write it. I'm done. He doesn't really do a lot of fiddling around. And you are the polar opposite of that. And I think it's really cool. I think but it has made it to where when you send me something for me to hear, I'm going to tell you whether I like the general aspect of it or the general style of it or how it sounds. But I'm not doing any writing yet because it's very, 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 very subject to change. And I don't want to be sitting there and crafting a part and I get this part and I'm like, okay, I've got it. And then you send me something else. And I'm like, oh, great. Now that doesn't work, now. So I've been real back in the back waiting for, as I said, for you to send me and you declare this is what I pretty much consider to be not the finished product because I haven't done anything on it yet. And there's other than you having done it, but this is the structure that I want. This is how I envision the song to be.
Yeah, we're to the stage now where melodies are in place and lyrics are written to a satisfying structure and length to suit those melodies. Typically, if I make changes at this stage, it's not going to affect drum parts. It'll be things like key changes or possibly extra repetitions of a section, which you have to know about, but it's not like you're, or omissions, which do happen. I think it's kind of funny and worth noting that a while back, I decided that we needed to lose a couple of songs, and you lived with the material for a week or so, and we both.
I think we chose the same songs.
We chose completely uninfluenced, but we chose the same two songs as being let's call them.
You made it kind of I'm curious to hear what you think of this. And
we sent those songs,
and he goes, "Yep, those were the two." It was pretty amazing.
We sent those two songs down to the minors, and they're going to work on their fastball, and hopefully at some point get called back up to the majors. That's what I've even got a file. I'm not kidding you. I've got a file that I keep them in. That's AAA manifesto demos, and those are the ones that have been temporarily laid off to the side. And as a matter of fact, if you go back and listen to those, I lifted a section from one of those two songs and transplanted it into one of the other songs. Just because I loved that section so much.
Yeah. I think I remember you telling me you were going to do that. You wanted to keep that section, so you moved it into another song.
I did. I moved it into another song, which
is fine.
It happens.
I'm fascinated by it. I'm fascinated by how anything's allowed. This is the music we're making, so you can do this, and I love it. But I am now to the point where I have the songs in the form now where I can start writing to them. So I have pretty well written, a couple that are going to be a little easier. I've given thought to, okay, here's the general thing I'm going to do. I haven't really done anything with them yet. And there's a few that are longer form and a little more complex. And I'm going to be working on those, down the line. But I have in earnest begun the writing, the drum part writing process. So I'm channeling Rush. I'm channeling Neil, which is that's how I write. It's how I've always written. It's how I play. It's how I've always played. So if you really enjoy it, I'm not saying I'm Neil. Don't anybody get the wrong idea. I'm not Neil. I'm me, and Neil was Neil. But you will definitely appreciate the type of thing I bring to it if you like Rush's drumming and Neil's drumming. If you like that style, you're going to enjoy the kind of thing I do on it. So I'm super excited. It's going to be a slower process because I want to make sure I get everything done correctly. Plus, as you can clearly see, we are in opposite places. He is in Florida. I am in Texas. So we're doing our writing and our recording and all that from miles apart. And there's logistics there that have to be taken into consideration.
Yep.
But I am on board. I've ever since you first sent me the material, I've thought it's marvelous. Your lyric writing is out of this world. I can't wait when this finally hits for people to read the lyrics. The lyrics just astound me.
Well,
so you're a very good
thank you.
So,
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Your check's in the mail, but don't wait. But don't wait for it.
You're a very good lyricist.
He's really, really.
I had my 50th beer. No, I'm just kidding.
Lyrics are a big part of what I do, and it's something that not every artist, nay, even every progressive artist, pays attention to,
right?
Or even considers it that important. I'm looking at you, John Anderson. I'm not sure John knows what half those lyrics are.
No, probably.
But I love John's approach because it's the exact opposite of what mine is. John in the classic Yes stuff, he is painting with words. They don't have to mean anything. He's painting an oral picture, and if you sit and read Yes lyrics, you're going to go, "What in the hell? Rearrange my liver? What are you talking about, John?" It's not the literal translation of those English words. He's painting. He's very much a painter. He really is, but he's doing it with words.
Versus story, painting up with words versus storytelling with words. Yeah.
In my case, the lyrics are much more descriptive, but I'm a big fan of people like, obviously, you know what a fan I am of Kevin Gilbert, and he was just a superior lyric writer. All the great lyric writers have appealed to me, but I really appreciate it when it's also coupled to very powerful music. That's been one of the things I've always loved about Kansas, for instance, in particular, and Rush for that matter.
I was going to say Rush is highly on that echelon.
And it's so funny how much in the wake of the new tour, and you hear their current version of the band playing these songs, and then you go back to listen to the originals. It's all been made richer. The marriage of these great words with this great music, and all of those great songs just become that much more meaningful. So to circle back to what you just said 10 minutes ago, with me babbling on in between, it really is about craft. And I like to work hard on making the songs evoke a certain image, and lyrics are a big part of that. Yeah. Now, it's kind of funny because I have a very good friend of mine that I've known since we were both, 15 or 16. And he's been with me through all the ups and downs of my musical evolution and, not doing anything musical for long chunks. And, he's heard basically everything I've ever created. And he recently confessed to me that he is just not a lyric guy. He just doesn't really care about lyrics that much. He's more paying attention to the music.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have to admit, I'm kind of in the middle there. I pay more attention to lyrics than someone who doesn't pay attention at all, but they do not make or break an album for me. Right. I pay most of my attention to the music. The lyrics are there, and if they're powerful and if they're good and I understand them and they service what I believe the song's about, then I'm very in tune to them. But they are not like, well, this is amazing music, but the lyrics are terrible, so I'm not even invested at all.
Right.
And there are people like that. There are people that can't listen to it if it doesn't have lyrics. There are people that'll listen to it and it's absolute nonsense. They don't care. It just doesn't matter to them. But my stance on it is why I can listen to Italian progressive rock. I don't care that I don't understand what they're saying. I don't care. The music is awesome. I know they're blathering on about something in Italian. It doesn't matter to me what they're blathering on about. It really doesn't. And so, yeah, I'm kind of a hybrid of that. I'm not lyric focused, but I'm also not lyric absent minded. I don't care one way or the other. I have a care to them, but which, I mean, obviously I've took your lyrics and just was like, wow, as I read them, because they do matter, especially if, like you're saying, we're writing an album that has a theme. The theme comes through in the lyrics. That's where a large part of the theme comes through. So you want them to matter and you want them to make sense, in my opinion.
And
So,
dear friends, you may ask yourself, what is that theme? Well, the theme really is, like I said, it's not conceptual, but it is thematic. And so that means it has a theme. And that theme, I think, is a theme that runs through a lot of music, including my own. At its heart, at its very root, I'm going to elaborate it on a little bit, but it's really about fear, and how we in the modern world choose to not deal with it, run from it, complain about it, wish it away, medicate it away, and the various things that we try and death scroll away from.
yeah.
It enrages me, the amount of mass ADD that seems to be present in the modern world. Things that just absolutely get people worked up into a frothing, foaming frenzy today will be completely and utterly forgotten by next week.
Yep.
And
what is the rage of the moment?
That's
what
a
is
problem.
all the rage of the second.
That's a problem, guys. Whatever it is that you're really that upset about, that it short circuits your brain and makes you want to hurt other people, either verbally or physically, or whatever it is you decide to do to lash out. It's not worth it. It really, truly is not. Whatever it is that you're upset about, just take some time and step back. But
right.
A misplaced manifesto. I've already. Charlie Roy is returning to do the artwork. He and I've had, Charlie is my good friend and a mad genius. And I'm proud to say, once again, Charlie will be doing the artwork. It's going to be a little more austere than previous things that he's done. I'm really wanting him to do a pencil drawing rather than the painting that he's done, because he's very gifted with pencils.
Yeah, I've seen some of his pencil stuff.
Yeah. But it's essentially going to be sort of looking at, all of the different things that cause people to be that upset about stuff. And why are you this upset about something? It's sort of, in a way, an adult version of what happens to young children at Christmas time when they get that gift that they wanted so bad, and they get it, and 2 weeks after Christmas, it's discarded in the corner and forgotten in favor of something else. And
the immediacy of everything, the world we live in right now is so full of, oh my God, I have to have this. I have to have this now. I have to get this now. I got this now. And then a week later, what was that I got last week? What was that? What was that I was so, I can't even remember. I don't know if it is the direct result of this thing. I don't know.
I would argue that it probably is. We have access to the sum total of human knowledge in our pockets, folks.
Yep.
Gene Roddenberry could not possibly have dreamed of the power that each one of us hold in the pocket or in your purse.
You don't have a phone. You have a computer that fits in your pocket that has a phone function on it.
Yep.
This is not a phone. This is a computer. And we all have them. Everybody has a computer in their pocket. I have one that I can carry with me and consult it anytime I need to.
Yep.
And that, just think about that for a second. Think about how important, and in both good and bad ways, how immediate that makes knowledge available to you. But not only knowledge, misknowledge, some things that are not true that are written out there that are available, and then whole worlds that younger kids don't need to be subjected to that are available on this thing. So it's just crazy. And this is another reason why I love working with you, and I'll share this with everybody. I
Please
believe
do.
in the message. The message is great. I co-sign your lyrics. I agree. You and I are like brothers. This is why we get along so well. We have the same visions of things. We feel the same way about things. So when I see that that's what these are about, this song's about this song's about that, I'm proud, and it makes me want to be the best I can be on it, because I'm proud to put my stamp on it. This matters, and I want to be a part of it. And so I think it's fantastic, and I can't wait. We're not going to spoil names of songs or anything
No.
like that, but I can't wait for people to really get to delve in and see what all the different things we're talking about when it comes to fear and things like that, and the types of different scenarios that the different songs pull out. It's just going to be, it's so cool.
It's an aggressive sounding. I can hear it in my head. There's going to be a lot more aggressive guitars. The lyrics are quite angry,
Yeah.
if I'm being very honest. In
They
a
are.
lot of places,
And they need to be.
well, it's an angering subject. By the way, before I forget, the gentleman whose name I was trying to remember was the absolutely incredible Mark Bonilla, and I cannot believe I forgot his name. He's one of my favorite musicians. He's a stunning guitar player. He's an absolutely fantastic singer. And Mark, if you happen to be watching this, I sincerely apologize for not being able to remember your name. Mark was singing with Project the second time that I saw them.
Okay.
And they did
We're old, so we forget names.
He sings Greg Lake exceptionally well, and they did ELP stuff, and he just killed it. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very good. Mark Bonilla. Mark, his second album, I think it was, is called Matador, and it's one that I play quite a bit. Sort of an under-recognized masterpiece, I think. But he did a lot of work with Keith Emerson. He did a bunch of work with Kevin Gilbert as well. I know him from working with Kevin. So
right.
But yeah,
it's gonna be fun, man. I'm very much looking forward to continuing to develop and craft the parts. That's another thing about me. It'd be real easy for me to go, oh, I'm just going to throw something on it and play. That's not how I write. I write a lot. I write the way Neil wrote. I write very like orchestrally almost. It's like I am crafting parts. They are not just a drum beat.
Sure.
The parts are neat, they're unique to the song. They help service the song and bring the song forward. And so, I mean, I know drummers all the time who are good drummers who they're not worried about, oh, I'll just throw something on it. Well, that's just not how I do it when I'm working with original material. I want my drum part to be something that people remember. So I'm hoping I'm doing that with my work that I'm doing on this record.
So, I have every confidence. And we would be remiss if we did not mention the others involved. Mr. Chris Barbosa will be returning to play violin on at least 3 and possibly 4 of the songs.
Everybody, if you don't know who that is, he was the violinist on The Memory of After. And if you have any question of how good he is, just go listen to The Memory of After, and you won't have any questions.
There is a YouTube video of him playing Purple Haze on his violin that's absolutely stunning. And that's just the tip of his iceberg. He is a tremendous guy and wonderful player, and I'm very happy to have him back, because this time I wrote pieces with him in mind, not just him, but his violin playing. So I'm really hopeful to take advantage of that.
Awesome.
Mr. David Pate on the tenor saxophone will be returning for a song again.
Good.
Jerry Outlaw's going to be involved in some fashion. Not quite sure just yet, waiting for the material. That's the other part that should be mentioned about the process here. I've crafted the songs and the lyrics and melodies, and now Chris is going to craft the drum parts. Once those are finished, and at some point, probably before he finalizes his drum parts, I'll have some rough vocals, although the rough vocals just kind of follow the melodies as written. A lot of things that I do are waiting for final drum parts, in particular bass guitar and vocals.
Right.
In my process, in my world, the bass is the last thing to go on, because in my head, in my mind, being a bass player in my soul, that's where I want to drive. That's where I want to drive this bus from the bass guitar.
Sure.
So I want to hear everything that Chris ends up composing, and then I'm going to craft my bass parts to go along with that.
Right.
So there's an order to this process. There is a fascinating tapestry that has to be woven in order for this thing to be made into a pair of Bermuda shorts for everyone to enjoy.
That's what a fascinating tapestry and then Bermuda shorts. Is what you come up with?
Yeah.
A fascinating
Yeah.
tapestry of Bermuda shorts. All right.
Well, we don't want to take ourselves too seriously, do we?
Absolutely not.
Eh,
Absolutely not.
that's no fun.
That's right.
So yeah, that's for those of you who have been asking, and I have received some messages. If you are wondering, in addition to all those players, once again, the amazing and wonderful Alan Douches will be mastering the record again, and Alan will be guesting with us on a future show, not too far in the near future, where he will be talking about Dolby Atmos. For those of you newbies who don't know anything about Atmos and want to know more. Alan's going to be coming on and chatting a bit about that, what's required, what equipment you need, what's the best software, to have in terms of getting your files, because there's a variety of different ways to get the files. You can get them from Blu-ray discs. You can download them. Stephen Wilson has an entire website called Headphone Dust that's totally devoted to downloading his stuff that's been done in Atmos.
That's cool.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot it's immersive audio. It's not just surround sound. It's quite a bit different from that. I don't pretend to be an expert, but Alan is. So we've covered
I don't
everybody.
even know anything about it, so it'll be very fascinating for me to learn.
Yeah. All right.
And
well,
we also have a tangent episode coming.
Yes.
Sooner rather than later, with my good friend Mr. Tillison he is the Tangent. He is of the Tangent. He always loves the Tangent as a band, and they are, but he is their heart and soul. And he has agreed with no hesitation to come on here, and he and I will be doing a teaching episode teaching the great Mr. Scott G. Davis all about the marvelous world of the Tangent.
And that's going to be fun, because I enjoy what I have heard of the Tangent enough to know that I want to know a lot more.
Yeah. Well, he'll be able to give it to you. He and I together, boy, you'll probably get too much. Okay, everybody slow down. There's a lot to discover there.
And also, hopefully, not too far in the near future, we'll be doing another teaching episode with Mr. Scott Lade from the Prog Corner.
Yes.
Wherein Scott is going to attempt, God bless him, to teach me why I should be enjoying Tales from Topographic Oceans and not trashing it at every given moment that I have a chance to. I really want, it's a frustration for me, because they're one of my favorite bands. And I really want to understand why so many people just worship that album. I've really tried. And so I'm hopeful that Scott can come on the show and tell us his story and tell us his journey.
Case that he at one time hated it, and now it's his favorite album?
It sounds to me like it was torture.
Okay.
It sounds to me like it was like waterboarding or something.
Okay, so see, that will be interesting, because if you're able to take a guy who hated it or did not like it at all, and it ends up being his favorite album, something there spoke to him. So that will be interesting. Maybe he'll be able to show us a different way of looking at it, or a different way of listening to it, So that'll be
That's
fun.
what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping, because, like I said, I'm fascinated by many things, but I'm really fascinated by records made by artists that I love that I don't like.
Yeah.
And I want to know why that is, because, all the elements are there. All the right players are there. They're writing, the same way they write. And, okay, the recording wasn't all that great, but, Stephen Wilson in large part fixed that.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I'm fascinated by it too. The band, the Flower Kings, I love almost all their records, but for some reason, Look at You Now, have never really liked it, and I don't really understand why. I've liked the album that came after it. I've liked all the albums that came before it, but for some reason, what is it about that record that I'm just like, it's just not very good? And it's like you say, all the parts are there. It's the same people. It's the same players. What's different? What happened?
Right.
Why? fascinating thing to look at. So
Yeah.
maybe he'll be able to help you. I am not a hater of Tales of Topographic Oceans, but I don't listen to it very often, and it's certainly not in anywhere near the realm of my favorites. So that would be interesting discussion also.
It's, it speaks to the value of art. Great art is not immediately enjoyable or accessible. So there's part of me that loves Salvador Dali, that wants to know what secrets that album has that I've just not availed myself to, and
Right.
hopefully Scott will do that. So those are all things that are coming up,
and
we're excited about it. The new album from us will be out sometime this time next year. We're aiming for this time next year. June 21st is my late father's birthday, so I picked that, and also there's all of the dates that I select have numerology about them. 6 rather. It's the 6th month plus 21 equals 27, which is what the year is.
Right.
Most of my album release dates have a numerology about them.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
I
Probably so I can remember them more easily.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. So, good friends, I think that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you find us on the net. Make sure you tune in and follow Chris on Facebook to get his album of the day. And I think that's a wrap. What do you think, Chris?
I think that's a wrap and a half.
All right. Dear friends, near and far, until we're together again, be good to one another.
Thank you.